And there we go. All right. So I just, for starters, I want to thank you, Robert, so much for coming out. You know, I always appreciate you coming on and giving us a good kick in the rump. For anybody that has not been on before and had the pleasure to see Robert live, here you go, and you're in for a treat. It's always like Jay and I just absolutely adore sitting here listening to you. Saturday, you had us in stitches. You guys are always in for a treat when Robert's in the house. So we really very, very much appreciate you coming. And we're going to turn it over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Michelle and Jay. And I apologize to each and every one of you for not being available the last time that we scheduled this. And you know, I know that you can't put a price on health. And man, I don't know if you know of people that have had kidney stones, but yeah, you try to mentally try to beat them. And I think it's like, I won't compare it to women having a baby, but that's what they tell me it's like. Hey, labor's coming. Okay, I think I'll just stop it. No, you know, and so I apologize to each and every one of you. And one of the things that I wanted to share with each and every one of you is that I was trying to think of a word in this analogy, and there's a thing that success, happiness, and everything that we're looking for, money, fame, whatever, is it loves speed. Success and happiness loves speed. And what I mean by that is us immediately acting on it. You know, so if you guys can think about anything that you've had in your past, you know, it's one of those things where all of a sudden you mentally make a decision that I want that. You know what I mean? Regardless if it was a person that you fell in love with, or I want him to be my husband, I want her to be my wife, I want to have children. It's amazing how fast you can make things happen when you mentally put your head towards something. And so what a lot of people don't do in this business is they play with it. And if you play with this business, it will kick your ass. I mean, really, really bad. And so what a lot I've seen in 32 years of doing this is that people get in with all the intentions in the world. I believe 1000% that each and every one of you that are watching this video now live or recorded, there's no doubt in my mind that you can change your entire life forever. The problem is we got to get you to believe it. So there's no doubt in my mind. And I think if you guys really understood this, if you really looked at people's backgrounds that are successful in this company, if you really, you know, if you listen to Jenna Zweigel's story, you know, before she met Josh, it was not a good story. I mean, she even makes a joke now that, you know, how many well, how do you say it? And mommy daddies or whatever. I'm saying it wrong. But, you know, she makes a joke out of her past by, you know, she got pregnant early, and then she found out that he left her. So then she gets in the military because of the bonus to make money, and then she gets pregnant again. You know what I mean? By another daddy's, you know, whatever you say. But I think that it's so amazing that she makes, you know, lightheartedness about her background. You know, so now she's got her third kid by 3 different dads. You know what I mean? Now, I know a lot of people would probably throw some shade toward that or say, whoa, you know, it's like, but she doesn't. She just knows that she wants life to be better. And what I love about this business, as I say this to each and every one of you, this is flat out an escape plan. This is flat out an escape plan from the life that you don't like. So if I told you right now to write a list of stuff that you're sick and tired of, I mean, I'm sick and tired of getting paid peanuts. I'm sick and tired of that supervisor telling me to do this. I'm sick and tired of working, you know, these late hours. I'm sick and tired of not having time for my family. I'm sick and tired of driving a used vehicle. I'm sick and tired of living here. Whatever it is, you really got to write down the stuff that you got comfortable with, because a lot of you, just like me, go, I guess this is the hand I was dealt. And what do? we say, well, at least my life is not as bad as hers. At least my life is not as bad as his. You know what I mean? And we get taught this comfortable thing of just sitting where we are. So I don't think that any of you would be on this video today, watching it live or recorded, if you didn't want something in your life to change. Is that fair? And so when you want something in your life to change, then you just got to understand that if others do it, you can do it. And the only difference between someone getting fast, quick success versus someone that's getting no results is only one thing: the speed at what they're working and their belief that if others did it, they can do it. So the only two thoughts that you have in your mind, oh, well, of course Michele can do this. You see what I mean? It's like, yeah, well, you know, Michelle's just so much better, and Jay's so much better, and Terry's so much better, you know? And what we do is we do compare-itis, right? But we don't know that all of us had backgrounds where we needed an escape plan from our current life. And Jim Rohn says this best, and I wish you guys would just really grab this one point, is Jim Rohn tells this story about all of a sudden his doorbell rings, and he was sort of irritated, you know, that someone rang his doorbell, and he opens up the doorbell, and there's this Girl Scout, a couple of Girl Scouts. And she says, hey, mister, would you like to take, you know, contribute and buy some cookies for our Girl Scout deal? And he says, listen, there was a girl here a couple days ago, and I bought cookies from her. And she goes, well, thanks a lot for supporting the Girl Scouts. Have a blessed day. And she turns around and leaves, and he shut the door, and he said, when your life sucks so bad that you got to lie to a Girl Scout, he goes, I lied to her because I didn't have any money. And he goes, I'm not living like this any frickin' more. So I want all of you to think about things in your life that you want an escape from. Maybe it's debt. Now, I'm just sick and tired of being in debt. I'm sick and tired of driving this car. I'm sick and tired of telling people that I love that they don't need that. You know, I used to tell people all the time that my kids would always say, well, you know, Jimmy's got that, or Greg's got that, or Jill's got that. And I'm going, well, great. You know, they got it. You're not getting it. And I didn't want to say that anymore, right? But so the first thing I want to do before I tell you this is just understand that if you don't find that thing in your mind that you want escape from, you're not going to escape from it. So just think of some things that, you know, I don't want to live this life like this anymore. I don't want to, you know, get by paycheck to paycheck anymore. I don't want to have people telling me what to do when I want to do it. And find something that can give you some excitement and passion to do what I'm about ready to tell you, okay? Because everything in life works exactly the same way. If you put intense focus into making something happen, it will work for you. So the first thing I want to tell you all is that you're winners, even though you don't think that you're a winner. And so again, if you could just look at your background and look at the times that your back was against the wall. I always love, my mentor shared this with me, is what if the whole world was watching your life through a movie? Now, I know some of you don't want certain scenes shown. But let's leave this day out of my life, right? But if we looked at your life, there will be times where people would go, oh my God, I don't think Mindy's getting out of this. You know, Mindy's in trouble, no doubt about it. And so all of a sudden what we do is we get our backs against the wall, and then it forces us to go into action. So whether it was we're late on a payment or late on rent or just lost a job and didn't know where we were going to get another one, or you know, whatever it is. I always love using school because that helps people. You know, we know that they do tests every quarter, right? So, you know, we just don't pay attention for the first 2.5 months. And then they tell us, hey, you know, the test is coming up, Anthony. You know what I mean? It's like, crap. You know, okay. So why can we pound the Mountain Dew and really focus and cover the stuff that we need to cover to make sure we pass that damn test. See, we're winners. We just don't get forced to do it all the time. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that there's a few people that are watching this just like me that are really good at putting stuff off. We're just professional procrastinators, right? But the story I'm going to share with you guys is if you just put your head down, believe that if Michele and Jay can do it, if Terry and Robert can do it, if Jenna and Josh can do it, you can do it. And you don't have to always say that it has to be their level. See, when I first met my mentor, he showed me a check that he made 62 grand that month. I'm not going to tell any of you that I ever dreamed I could make 62 grand. This is what I thought. I thought if this guy's making 62 grand a month, let's say that I'm a total idiot. If I pick up 10% of what this guy knows, that's 6 grand a month. I've never made 6 grand a month frickin' ever. And that's the way I thought. I thought if I could do 10% of what he's doing, and I don't know what percentage that would be for you, but if we were sitting face to face with no one around, and I said, Gina, on a scale of 1 to 10, what percentage do you think you are of me? You're not 100% of me, but are you 50% of me? And I can guarantee you, as I go down, there would be a number where you'd go, now stop it. You see what I mean? I go, do you think you're 10% of me? 5% of me? Do you think that you're a 0.5% of me? Wait a minute. So there's a place where you would go, now you're insulting me. You see what I mean? And so if you look at that based on income and you look at that based on what I did with Terry in her first year, that's what all of you should do. Can you make $597,000 in a year? Okay, half of that would be 250, right? Or 300. Okay, half of that would be 150. Half of that would be 75,000. Half of that would be 35. Half of that would be, okay, I'm at the 15. See, if all this thing did was get you out of your frickin' job, what if all it did was every day that Anthony woke up, he woke up when he wanted to and he's doing exactly what he frickin' wants to do? You see what I mean? And it's like, I can guarantee you there's a phrase that I heard is one thing's a luxury becomes a necessity. You see what I mean? So as soon as Anthony's just, now he's doing this full time and everyone goes, I can't wait to make X amount of money so I can quit my job so I can do nothing. Well, when do you know you're done? So everybody says, if I'm making a bunch of money, I wouldn't do anything. I would just be lazy for a while. For a while you would be. And then all of a sudden you would start doing stuff again. Well, it's funny. You usually end up doing the thing that got you to where you are. Because all of a sudden there's going to be a group of people that watch Anthony not show up for work anymore. And they're like, Anthony, how in the hell did you do that? And now all Anthony could do is teach other people how to quit their job. And the next thing you know, Anthony's a 50K, Anthony's a 100K, Anthony's a super affiliate. And then he goes, I remember this conversation that Robert had where I thought, there's no way I can make $500,000 a year. But yet here I am. And it's from helping other people get the escape plan. So the whole goal of this is for me and you to figure out an escape plan for you. And then once we get you out of the prison that you put yourself in, I want you to go out and get other people out of the prison. Is that fair? That's all it is. It could be a prison from living where you don't want to, a prison from being in debt, a prison from your job, whatever it is. So is that a deal? Okay. So now here's the next step that's very important. I talked about you got to have speed. You get good at practicing. You don't get good at thinking. You get good at practicing. So Jay and Michele asked me to share this thought with you guys because it's the whole concept of, I want each and every one of you to think that we're out sitting. I see Hillary. Is it Hillary? I'm not, okay. But, you know, she looks like she's at a beach, you know, where we all need to be, right?
Yes,
where are you at?
I am in Richfield, Washington, right down from my house. So it's right across the border from Portland, Oregon.
Very cool.
Yep. I come down here 2 or 3 times a day. It's my sanctuary. And I've decided that the sun is coming out. So why not be down here? My dogs are playing and yeah.
So we're all going to go where she is. You guys all ready? You got to have good imaginations, right? So we're all going there. And when I get there, thank you very much, by the way. And then all of a sudden we're there and you notice that we got this great big giant, it looks like a sandbox. We just put the great big, you know, logs around it, and there's a big, big sandbox there. And then I tell every one of you that inside that sandbox, which is pretty big, I put a number of gold coins in there. And each one of the gold coins are over an ounce. So it's like, you know, 15, 16, you know, $2,000 per gold piece. And I also put 3 diamonds in there that are each worth 50 grand. And you guys got to think that everyone thinks the same thing. There's always these 3 groups of people, right? So first of all, there's a group of you that are going, I'm calling BS. There's no gold coins in there and there's no diamonds there. So then what I do is I show you guys a video of us standing there before you guys showed up, and you actually see me throw them in there. And we mix them around, right? And some of you are really focused on where I'm throwing them. So do you guys see that if you don't believe they're in there, you're not going to get in the sandbox? That's the way a lot of you are treating this business. You're like, I can see us working for Jay and Michele, but I don't know if it'll work for me. You know, I'm not really a salesperson. I'm not a people person. I don't like, I don't like the side hustle BS. You know what I mean? I don't like rejection. We come up with all this stuff, right? So there's going to be a group of people that when you guys look at this, they're not going to want to play in the sandbox. It doesn't make a difference if you show them documentation of my income or documentation of Michele and Jay's or documentation of other people's income. You can show them an incredible testimonials on what the oil will do for them. They're just not there. Does that make sense? And what we do is we take that personal. We take that personal. We turn around and say, come on, Denny and Leighton, jump in the sandbox. And you're like, hang on. And Denny's going, I don't like getting dirty. I don't really like sand. You know what I mean? And you guys all know that sand gets in places that it's not supposed to be. And I don't like that. And you know what I mean? And yeah, and it's like, and so you're trying to get people to get in the sandbox and they won't. Well, now the groups that do jump in the sandbox, they're the ones that don't want to get dirty and they get in there. And so they're just barely moving the sand. You know what I mean? They're just barely moving the sand. They go, this ain't working for me. And I want every one of you to imagine that a grain of sand is a person that you actually connected with, that you asked them to look at it. So they move a little bit of sand and then, people reach out to me and go, Robert, I did exactly what you told me to do. And no one's replying and no one's like getting involved and no one's pre-enrolling and no one's upgrading because I moved like 3 grains of sand. And so what really gets irritating about this whole scenario and story is that when I told people that there was gold pieces and diamonds in there, before I even finished talking, you guys watched Jay jump in the sandbox and we can't even see Jay. You know what I mean? He makes dogs look like they're not doing it right. He's got it going like crazy and he's like digging a hole and moving sand so fast. It's like freaking ridiculous. And that's what we do. We watch people jump in 100% believing if it worked for somebody else, it's going to work for me. When they have no freaking proof of that. That's called faith. That's called faith. That's believing things that are not yet, but like they are. And it's like, dang it, I'm going to find this, right? So while some people are watching us, other people don't even know what the hell's going on. Other people are moving a little bit of sand. What we all get, and I'm being bold here, what we all get pissed off about is all of a sudden Jay goes, I got it. Look at, and he holds up a gold piece and everyone goes, son of a, it's like, ah. And you guys don't realize how much sand Jay and Michele has moved. So then what we do is we get into compare-itis because we're going, oh my God, they went to 5K, then they went to 10K, and then they went to 25K. And it's like, when's this madness going to end? Well, you know as well as I do, as soon as Jay got one gold piece, now he believes for sure that the other ones are there, including the diamonds. So we thought Jay was moving a lot of dirt before. Now, I mean, he's like a freaking maniac. And so that's what I mean of love. I mean, that success and happiness and fulfillment in life comes from us going after it 1,000%. And I believe, whether you believe this or not, whether you believe in God or a higher power or you believe in the universe, I just always believe in a person standing up there, whatever you want to do, and they got their arms crossed and they're going, man, frickin' Anthony really believes there's something in here. And it looks like he's not going to give up, so we got to let him find something. You see what I mean? You put that much energy and that much focus, and we hear that people, I believe that it would work for them, it's going to work for me. And then when it works for them, we all sort of go, dang it. So Anthony's in there digging, and all of a sudden Anthony starts screaming. He's like, I got one. And now we're all madder, right? It's like, God, I didn't think that Anthony was really working that hard. And, he's sort of negative on the calls and stuff. Oh, woe is me. And now all of a sudden he's got a gold piece. It's like, if there's anyone that deserved a gold piece, it wasn't Anthony. See what I mean? And we do that, don't we? We do that in our head. I worked 3 times harder than Anthony. Yeah, but you were moving dirt and didn't believe there was a gold piece there. Anthony did. And so now what you do is you see more people digging harder. You see what I mean? Because people that know Anthony really good goes, if Anthony can do it, I can frickin' do it. And that's when all of a sudden more people jump in the sandbox. They start moving a lot of sand really quick. And now all of a sudden you see people going 5K, 5K, 10K, 10K. And then all of a sudden, Michele yells out, I got a diamond. And you're like, for the love of God. And so you got to be able to believe that regardless of how many grains of sand that you move, that some are just not going to do it. Some of them might be negative Nancy's, you know what I mean? Or what I say is, they're haters. There's not really any gold or diamonds in there. And you just got to be willing to just put as many grains of sand in front of the right information as quick and fast as you can. And if you do that, that's what I did. My challenge, 32 years ago, as my mentor said, I got 70 people to watch this video all the way through in the first 30 days. And then he did to me what I just did to you guys. He said, Robert, let's say that you're half of me. And I went, BS, I'm not half of anybody. And he goes, okay. So let's say that you can get 70 people in front of this video that watch it all the way through. He goes, Robert, if you do that, you'll never work for another person ever again. And I bit into it, hook, line, and sinker. I even said this, and for you guys that know my story, I think this is hilarious. I said to my mentor 32 years ago, I'm going to do exactly what you tell me. I'm going to set and watch the video with him. and I will get 70 this month. And if I don't make any money, I'm hunting your ass down. That's exactly what I said to him. I was like this redneck auto mechanic, and it's like, you know, listen, I'm going to go out there and get 70 strangers to watch this damn hour video. And when they all tell me no, I'm going to whoop your ass. But do you guys understand that I believed it? I believed it. And this is what he did to me that I'd like to do to you guys. He looked at me straight in the face. So you imagine me looking you straight in the face. And I'm going, Jessica, I have a question for you. Are you stupid? She's so cute. She goes, I don't know. But, you know, I go, no, I don't think I'm stupid. And he goes, so wait a minute. You watched a presentation about this company and got involved? You're not stupid. And guess what? There's a lot of other people that are close to you that are not stupid either. So you just got to trust that the information will be right for them. And you're just looking for the right people at the right time. Don't prejudge. Don't say in your mind, she'll never do it. And he doesn't need to work. And he's always been taken care of by his dad. Or, all these things. I had a guy send me a message today, and you guys will love this. This guy's been watching me for years. And he's an affiliate marketer like Tara Scary. And he's an affiliate marketer, and he's forever preached in badmouth network marketing. Until he's watched me now take affiliate marketers and show them how to teach other people how to do the business. And then you get this thing called leverage and residual. Because what affiliate marketers don't get, what bloggers don't get, what people that do seminars and courses don't get, is that it took me less than a year to get my wife to $70,000 a month, and her income goes up every single month, and she doesn't have to do a frickin' thing. Her month doesn't start over. In fact, it's really exciting. The first couple of days of every month, she's already qualified for 100K. Like in 48 hours? Are you kidding me? And guess what? That soon will be, 250K in the first week when you hit super affiliate and master. So it's like, so when affiliate marketers or people that do other kind of businesses, I'm going, if you can't teach another person to do what you do, to get them an escape plan and get paid a percentage off their business, you never can stop grinding. So you guys will see people out there that constantly talk about the hustle and the grind, the hustle and the grind, the hustle and the grind. In this, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train. So there's nothing more fulfilling in life than to watch how well Jay and Michele are doing. That's the biggest key to my success, is I love helping other people get an escape plan. You know what I mean? So now I know for a fact the way Jay and Michele are building and the way that you guys can get there too. If I decided today to go someplace else, I can't take Jay and Michele with me. You see what I mean? If I said, listen, I'm stopping this and I'm going to go do this, and they're like, hey, good luck, Robert. Because when you can show people how to make more money than they've ever made in their entire life, they start dreaming. And they're like, we're going to get out of debt. We're going to move and get another home. We're going to buy some nice vehicles. We're going to take some excellent vacations. And Jay and Michele have already have plans for the money they haven't made yet. Look at Michele. It's like we already have plans of the money that hasn't gotten here yet. So that's the way that you want to get with your people. Does that make sense to you guys? And so what people do is the opposite, is they get in this and they just move a little bit of sand, and then they say, Jay, this is not working. And you got to be willing to just throw yourself in, caution to the wind, and see how fast that you can expose as many people as you can as fast as you can. And just believe that there's other people like you out there. Because I know when you do this slow, I think that you all feel the same way. You start to feel, oh my God, when I jumped into this, I thought it was going to be easier than this. Don't you guys really look at this as like a freaking no-brainer? I mean, when you really think about what this product has done for people and some of the testimonials that I see, it's like, it's an IQ test, isn't it? It's really an IQ test. You're like, hey, would you like to try some of this out? You said that your back is hurting. No, thank you. And you're like, what? It's like in your mind, I see Natasha nod her head. It's like you sort of mentally go, what is wrong with these frickin' people? They're just grains of sand at the wrong time, at the wrong place in their life. We have no idea what happened to them that day or that week or that month or that year. And I always bring this up because it helps people go through people quickly. There was a time in my life, ladies and gentlemen, that if you would have told me about any business opportunity, I would have flat told you no way. No way. And I was bid into that corporate world. I was a mechanic. I moved to California to be a mechanic and a crew chief on a NASCAR or an Indy car, and that's what I was going to be. So not one of you, regardless of how much money you were making and how many people you helped, I was unrecruitable. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's like, I got a dream, man. I was like, that's where I'm going. But then all of a sudden I get hurt and I still didn't lose my dream. Then all of a sudden I'm in debt and I lose everything. I still didn't lose my dream. And then all of a sudden they said, well, guess what? We didn't fix your knee correctly. You're going to have another knee surgery and you're going to be out for at least another 4 months. And then I lost my dream. Now all of a sudden someone's like, hey, I met this guy and he's teaching people how to make money. And I'm like, I'm in. At that time, I say this to people all the time. You want to find people at the right time, at the right place. Because I thank God, and I mean this, that someone didn't approach me with something illegal at that time in my life. Because I would have frickin' did it. I got a 10-day pay quit notice on my door. I got the repo man following me around. I got no electricity. If you would have approached me and said, hey, listen, you know what I mean? I would have been Breaking Bad story. But thank God it wasn't, right? And so that's what I tell people all the time is you just got to say, okay, I got to believe that if I throw enough sand out of the sandbox, that it's going to happen. And here's where you learn the really good points of this, is you got to trust the process of the people that are doing it. I know it doesn't make sense, but why would it make sense if you're not making 70 grand a month? So you guys don't realize how much Jay and Michele are paying attention to me. So they're hearing the little things. Did Robert say that he put the coins and the diamonds exactly a foot down in the sand? Did he say that? And see, some of you hear it says when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And so Jay's like going exactly a foot down. You're watching him. And you go, what the hell is he using a yardstick for? I don't know what the hell is he doing? And then he goes, I got another one. I got another one. And now that just makes people that are not paying attention more pissed off, right? Because it seems like Jay and Michele's not only getting it, but they're getting it faster. And then the people that are paying attention are finding the gold coins and the diamonds faster. Are you guys getting this? And it's like, now you want to just pull your hair out because you think that you're doing the right things, but you just are not doing the right things. We're thinking too much. Well, it wouldn't hurt me to change this one sentence. And, maybe I'll go after these people. And I remember one thing that I didn't catch my first 6 months. I didn't catch this one thing that my mentor said. And some of you, I'm going to say it right now, and you won't get it. I'm telling you, you're not going to get this just because you're not ready to get it. And it's all because you're thinking too much of yourself instead of somebody else. The biggest paradigm shift that happened for me is when my mentor said, you know who's the best people you got to find? And I went, who? Someone that's made a lot of money in the past and they lost it. I'm going like, what do you mean? Find people that made above average incomes like 70, 80, $100,000 a couple years in their life and they lost it because they frickin' want it back. And I went, oh my God, I know a couple of people like that because I just happen to be in a business like an athlete that you're only as good as your speed as being a crew chief or a person that's putting a tire off and on, right? And if your speed's not cutting it, you're cut. So I met a lot of people that were on their way up just like me, but all of a sudden they didn't make the cut. You guys know what I'm talking about? And it's like, so I didn't have to find people that sort of felt like they were below average. And now I'm trying to get them excited saying, man, you can make $100,000. They're going, you're out of your frickin' mind. But when you find someone that's already made $100,000 and they're not making it anymore, and you say, hey, Shelly, listen, I know this person, and they're making, $30,000 a month. They're just like you. And Shelly goes, I want to meet them. You see what I mean? It's like, that's the nugget, correctly. That's the diamond. It's like all of a sudden I went, oh my God, did he say this 6 months ago? That's what I thought. I thought that he just came up with this new idea. No, I went back and listened to a videotape where I was one of the 22 people in the audience, and he frickin' said it. Find people that are better than you. Boy, whoop, my whole paradigm frickin' shift. And guess what? That's when I started learning how to edify and promote. Because there's no way that I could go to Yolanda and say, Yolanda, listen, you know what? I'm going to show you how to make six figures a year. And Yolanda's going, you've never even made half of that a year. You can't show me nothing. Are you guys getting me? So that's where I started humbling myself. I was walking up to people and saying, Yolanda, who do you know that is the most motivated person you know? The most materialistic, not being negative. They got the best car, the best clothes, the best shoes, the best handbags. They're always above everyone because that's a motivated person. And if you go to a person that's already making six figures and you say, listen, I know someone that made $500,000 last year and they're looking for other people to learn how to do that. Get the hell out of my way. They're coachable. They're coachable. They learn. They follow instructions. Why? Because they want that lifestyle. So then all of a sudden what I did is I started asking everyone, who's the most successful person you know? And they go, why? And I said, listen, I'm going to introduce them to my mentor. And when I introduced them to my mentor, all of a sudden I had another leg that was 50K, another leg that was 50K, another leg that was 50K. And all of a sudden I'm a super affiliate and people are going, how the hell did you pull that off? By putting people that are focused, that are hungry, that are good at following directions and getting them in front of people that know what the hell they're doing. And it was easy for me because every time Yolanda would reach out to me, hey, Robert, how you doing? Great. I have a question about the comp plan. I'm going, Yolanda, are you serious? I'm an auto mechanic on workman's comp. I know nothing about the comp plan. Let me send you a video from a guy that, made $100 million his fourth year in business. His name is Josh Zwagel. Yeah, but I thought I could ask you, why would you want to learn from me? And I got so good at that, ladies and gentlemen, that I hit the top position, which would be like a master affiliate, 6 months after I heard that information that I just gave to you. I then learned something about understanding how to promote and edify. I then thought, you know what? I'm going to find as many people as I can. I'm going to tell them about the gold pieces and the diamonds that are in this sandbox. And I'm going to see how many people I can get to get gold pieces and diamonds instead of digging the damn sand myself. Did you guys catch that? And that was a paradigm shift for me, because when I first got in this business, I was like, I'm not telling anybody about the damn sandbox. I'll just dig here by myself, and I want to find all the gold and all the diamonds, because that's the way I was taught to think. I didn't realize that if I got a bunch of people to get in the sandbox and get gold pieces and diamonds, that I would be financially rewarded for helping them get out of the escape plan, to get out of their current situation. So did that help you guys? So that's when I all of a sudden started taking all the emphasis off me and started promoting and edifying other people in the business. So if you guys listen to any video I do, I talk about I'm just minding my own business until my wife asked me to help her. And then she asked me to seek out a mentor for her. And when I asked everyone I knew, Jenna Zweigel's name came up, and she made more than I've ever made in a week or a month. Double. At that time, over a year ago. Now she's making over $1 million a month. What the hell? It's like, that's the deal. And all of us can make excuses why Jenna's making that kind of money. But the more that you get to know a person like that, you know for a fact that she did it. The reason HempWorks is where it is today is because of Jenna Zweigel. She flat out told Josh that if you don't do this, I'm doing it. And so that's the kind of person you want to follow. So that's the story that I wanted to share with you guys here tonight, because you got to put it in a frame of mind that you need to escape from something. And some of you might have incredible, comfortable lives. But I know this for a fact. The way to greatness and the way to fulfillment and happiness in this life is by helping other people get what they want out of life, not what you do. I mean, I'm very, very blessed, and I pray that each and every one of you get here. But for years, I've always sat down and went, okay, what would make me happy? What is happiness to Robert Hollis? And happiness to me is getting more people out of prison. To sit down with them, show them an escape plan where it alters and changes their lives forever. That's what I get. I get a kick out of telling Jay and Michelle's story, and Tara Scary's story, and Emily and Kurt Barfield's story, and Phil and Deanna Stevenson's story. I just love telling people stories that, hey, a year ago we were homeless, living with our parents, and had an unreliable car, working a dead-end job with 5 kids. And today they're in a new home, new car, both of them out of a job, and making $14,000 a month. Wouldn't you like to be that person for somebody? Listen closely. You don't have to be the person with the knowledge. You got to talk about the people with the knowledge and get people in front of them. That's where people mess up. I messed up for 6 months going, I got to learn this stuff. I got to learn this stuff. I got to learn this stuff. I got to learn this stuff.
I really do want to do that. You're not saying nothing great.
Okay.
Can y'all ladies keep y'all voices down?
All right, Galaxy S9, you tell them. So I just wanted to be able to share. I know that I'm sorry that I couldn't be here a week ago, but I hope this helped you guys. You guys just got to believe that if you get the right people in front of it, and I'll tell you where this whole story inspired. I love watching playoffs of any sport. I don't even have to like the sport, but I like watching the playoffs of any sport, or like the last couple of dancers on Dancing with the Stars, or, I just love watching human beings hit their potential. I just get such a kick out of it. And recently when I watched the Warriors, right? And I'm sitting there watching the basketball team, and they asked Steve Kerr, that used to play with Michael Jordan of the Bulls, and they say, how do you coach a Stephen Curry, a Kevin Durant? How do you coach these people? And he goes, you don't. You allow them to be the stars that they are. Isn't that interesting? He goes, because people that are good at what they do are selfless. They want everyone to win. So that's why people will watch the game, and sometimes they'll pass the ball 5-6 times before someone takes a shot. And the other team is all relying on one player. This one player has got to be the dude. Well, Stephen Curry was an MVP player and won a world championship before Kevin Durant showed up. And now all of a sudden he's just an average player until Kevin Durant gets hurt. And he strings 3 games in a row together at 30 plus. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you need me to step up my game? Okay, I'll step up my game. But that's what you got to do. The whole point of this is your time to perform. This is your time to go out there and really walk up. And I love saying to people, who's the best person you know? Tell me the best motivated person you know. Materialistic. They're always trying to be the best. They're very competitive. Do any one of you know people like this? That if I ask Jay, hey, Jay, you want to go bowling? And he goes, yeah. So we're out there with the family having fun. And I beat Jay. Then Jay says, we got to bowl one more time. Do you guys know people that they just want to keep doing it one more time until they win? And that's that competitive part of them. You know what I mean? Find people that are already motivated instead of trying to find people that are comfortable and try to get them motivated. Are you guys catching this? Think about the people that you know that always go, oh my God, as soon as I get extra money, I'm going to build this car. As soon as I get extra money, I'm going to do this. As soon as they already are dreaming, they just don't have the cash flow. You introduce them to something like this and they'll frickin' blow it up. And because they already have a dream on it, they will not in any way, shape, or form prejudge people. Me, I was that person. So when Bill asked Sean Hennigan, who's the most motivated dude you know? Sean said this guy, Bobby, from Montana, used to be a mechanic, and he moved down to California just to work with Roger Penske. This guy's a nut. It was all about my career. Do you guys get where I'm talking about? It was like, and you guys know people like that. And here's the other thing. You know people that know people like that. So you're not trying to get them motivated. You're just asking them, who's the most motivated person you know? And when they see a way that they can make extra money, they'll call everyone they know. And I was told, Robert, you need to contact every person you know. I'm not BSing you guys. That took me 2 days. That took me 2 days. You in or you out? Susan, you showing up? Shelly, you showing up? Loretta, you going to be there? And it's like, I just said it in a way that if you come and check this out and you say, no, I don't care. But for me, you're going to come check it out. You see what I mean? And it's like, don't make me look bad. So that was back in the days where we had to drag people to meetings. Today, they just get to watch it on a screen. So really think about what you need to do to put yourself in a position to just be very focused for a short period of time. Because if you do, I promise, I say this all the time, whether you're believers or not, but the universe and God is not a discerner of persons. If you put focused energy in this for a very short period of time, you will be rewarded with some people that are freaking serious about changing their lives. And that will change your attitude. It will totally change your attitude when you got someone that's in your group that's trying to outrun you. How hard do you think that Tara Scary is right now looking for someone you know, that can balance her other leg before Jay and Michele go by her. You guys get that? It's like that's what you want. You know, Tara and Robert Hollis does not have to call Michele and Jay in the morning saying, listen, are you guys connecting with anyone today? And some of you are going, you know, I can't get anyone in my group to be motivated. Why doesn't people in my group, why won't they do anything? They're just the wrong people. Just love them for who they are. Let them be, you know, work on their own pace, but you still got to find some other people that are going to blow this up. Catch them at the right place at the right time, and your business will change in 30 days. So that's how some of you are going, there's no way I can make 5K by the end of May. Yeah, you can. It's not you doing the volume. It's you finding 2 people that are going to try to make it to 5K by the end of the month, and they both just did 2,500. And now you're a 5K. So Jay and Michele, you know, in the last couple of 10 minutes here, 9 minutes, is there anything that you guys else would like me to cover? Or
I love that story. And I listen, I can tell you this, and Robert knows this. I don't know if you remember, Robert, but when we first started, Robert did we did a live with Tara, and Robert hopped on because Tara was his downline. And after the live was done, I messaged Robert and I said, I know you were on there because of Tara, and you don't know who we are yet.
yeah.
And then we dove into the Sandbox head first and didn't look up yet.
Yeah. And the other thing I love about you, Michele and Jay, is that you guys will ask me a question, and when I give you the answer, you don't ask a question behind the question. You know what I mean? Some of you like just won't stop asking questions. You know, Jay will reach out and go, how would you handle this? And I go this way, and he goes, hey, thanks. And it's done. And when people are coachable and they're willing to follow instructions, it's amazing how fast we can get stuff done. And for those of you that didn't watch my Saturday training on overthinking, I just really believe in this day and age, that's the biggest Achilles, you know, that's the hardest thing. People just cannot shut off their thinking. They're thinking about what other people are thinking that they're thinking, you know. So that was the thing that I honestly got from Jay Shetty. You know, to think when you say this, people don't get it. It's not what you guys think I am. It's not what I think I am. I am what you think I am. Let that soak in for a second. Because what we do is we look at our mom and we go, I wonder what she thinks of me. I wonder what she thinks I am. And if I do this, I wonder what my dad's going to think. And if I do this, I wonder what my pastor's going to think. You're really thinking about what they're thinking you are? How far away from you, how far away are you from you? You know, we're too busy being people pleasers. Well, I wonder what this person's going to think. And I wonder what this person's going to think, that we don't even know who we are. More or less what people think we are. It's crazy, isn't it? So my wife is, believe it or not, the best at this, because, you know, people were asking her, well, what do you think about the final episode of Game of Thrones? And my wife goes, I don't think. No expectations whatsoever. And when people ask me about what Game of Thrones was, and I said, you know, it looked to me like a happy ending. But I didn't expect anything out of it. You guys got that? It's like some people dove into the story and didn't miss any of it and read all the books. And they expected the story to be different, and they were really disappointed. Me, I just enjoyed it. Isn't that interesting? So you always get these people that are always pissed off at everybody. It's because they're unrealistic expectations. I don't want to be unhappy. Do you? Yeah. So anything else, Michele, Jay?
I don't have anything else. I don't know if anybody else has anything that they want to ask, but Thank you. I mean, that was exactly what we were hoping for. And so that's the point.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I have my family upstairs. So if someone's got a quick question, I thought I seen Hillary.
I do. I have a quick question. So you talk
Sure.
a lot about, handing it off to someone else as far as, let me show you what so-and-so is doing. Are you doing that by video, or are you memorizing their story and then just sharing it with them?
I'm actually sharing a video with them. I really, really do. And the more that you make other people the deal, the easier this business gets, because I'll tell you why. If you're always teaching people from the time that they hear about you, you're edifying and promoting someone else other than you, then you just taught them how to do the business.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, oh, that's a great question. Look at this video. Well, what's the difference between your CBD and others? Well, you know what? Let me share you a video that Jenna Swagel did. Can you believe she makes $1 million a month? It freaking blows my mind. And they're going, what? Yeah, and, mother of 3. And so what I'm always doing is I'm always edifying and promoting a video of somebody else that's doing the comp plan, doing whatever. And of course, you guys got some great people, to be able to share that stuff with. So great question. So I learned that years ago, and it was a statement like this. It's not whether or not you're good at doing it. It's whether other people that you're introducing to it can duplicate it. So what a lot of people mess up with is they'll learn all the information, and they'll know everything about CBD, and they'll know everything about the comp plan, and they'll know everything about network marketing. And so then when Lee reaches out to me, I throw up on her with all this great information. And it's great information. If you don't believe it, just ask me. And then Lee says, I don't think this is for me. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not for you? When Lee's actually thinking, oh my God, I could never learn all that crap. How am I'm supposed to know that stuff about CBD and CO2 versus spectrum, and I'm supposed to understand this comp plan and see. So all of a sudden, what we realize we're doing is, and I use the analogy of throwing up on people so you guys get a good visual. You see what I mean? So you're all excited, and then you throw up on people, and then they go, I'm too busy. I just don't have enough time for this. And you go, no, this is simple. And they're going, it is? You've been yakking at me for an hour and a half. It's like you didn't even realize that they said they didn't have any time because you just took an hour of their freaking time. Oh my God. And we got a binary. And oh my God, we got this and that. Oh, did I tell you about the relief cream? For the love of God. And then we're going, and then the person is like, oh my God, I've never had that much incitement in my entire life about anything. It is like, is that what I got to do to be successful? So sometimes through excitement and enthusiasm, we're our own worst enemy. And if you guys see it, I'm constantly thinking of that. Do I mess up? Yeah, I do. So a person said to me the other day, they went, what is the difference between your oil and other people's oil? And I said, my wife made $597,000 off this oil. It's like, how much did you? And they're like, yeah, but is it water soluble? And I said, $597,000. And it's like, yeah, most people that ask me questions about anything, I actually ignore the question that they're asking me. How's the comp plan work? Awesome. Direct deposits every Thursday. Wook, 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 wook. And they're like, no, that's not the question I asked. I go, I put in a lot of people. They pay me on a lot of people. I don't know what you're trying to ask me. But I deliberately don't want to know things about CBD oil so I can honestly come from my heart and say I don't know. I don't want to know. It works. It works really good. Well, everyone's selling CBD oil. Isn't that awesome? Because in a world where everyone's selling it, we can be the company that has the product that's better than everyone else. Why is yours better than everybody else? My wife made $597. See? So some of you are going, yeah, he makes it that simple. I deliberately need to make it that simple so other people honestly get off a Zoom like this. And I want you guys to look at your family members and everything and go, oh my God, if this guy's making that kind of money, we're going to be multimillionaires. But if you make it too technical and you talk too much technical stuff, then all of a sudden people go, I can't learn that. I can't be that good of a presenter. I don't have the time for this. All my job is to get people in front of the good information as fast and quick as I can. If they ask questions, I got to let somebody else answer those questions. And I usually doing it with a video. So now I got to go. Love and appreciate you guys. Thank you, Jay and Michelle. Everybody give them a hand for asking me to be on here. They're such amazing. And I just can't wait to watch them walk at 250K at the convention.
Thank you so much, Robert. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm sorry that you weren't well last week, but I thank you so much for coming out this week. I know that everybody was like on the edge of their seat last week, and so I know they had to hang out there for the next week. So thank you very much for coming out. We really appreciate it. Always wonderful, and thank you for keep inspiring me and making me like want to fly right now.
Well, I know you guys can do this. I promise. There's the one thing I'll share about the Sandbox, and I'll leave it with here. If no one's ever given you permission to succeed in life, let me give it to you. That's what my mentors did to me. And here's the crazy thing about the Sandbox. There's unlimited gold pieces and diamonds in it.
Yes. Let's go get them.
No matter who digs, you're going to find it. And then everyone's going to be looking at you 3 months, 6 months from now when you quit your job, and they're going to go, Natasha, how did you do it? And you go, listen, I got sick and tired of my life being the way it was. I knew that I deserved more for me and my family, and I stopped making excuses, and I put my head down and put a bunch of people in front of them information. They're going to go, no, tell me the secret. Now the secret is like, I'm not living like this any frickin' more. That's the secret. So I love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you, Jay and Michelle. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Robert. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.